It was a difficult race for Williams. Russell did really well, obviously, to put it P11, nearly get into Q3. That would have been something very special, but still his best qualifying result so far. But during the race, they were just plummeting down the order. Russell lost out to Stroll, lost out to Tsunoda, lost out to pretty much everyone that was behind him, and ended up with the two Williams only just about. Latifi. Um, Lost out to Mick Schumacher, of course.
Mm, yeah,
That was how bad it was. A car that we described as potentially having a Williams in 2019 year managed to actually get past one of the Williams.
yeah.
So I know that Russell was really not happy with the car. Well, during the race, he was on the radio complaining that it was undrivable, that he had no confidence behind the other cars. Like as soon as he got close to anyone, he just wasn't able to just keep it firmly on the track. It felt like it was a real shame after such a strong Saturday, but it's not the first time that we've said that, of course. Latifi actually managed to get past Russell at one point for P18,
That shocked
which
me.
is not something that we see very often.
Yeah,
Um, Something about that Williams is just so sensitive. It needs just the right conditions where it can, a driver of George's quality can put it in P11 for qualifying, but over the course of a race, it just doesn't seem to stick. And it shows that yes, there's a lot of positive showing for Williams. They're definitely not as bad as they have been, but there's still an awful lot to learn. And as we've said before, I really hope that they're throwing everything into the next season instead, because I'm not sure how much they're really going to get out of 2021, because it looks like there's still some serious issues with that car about how sensitive it is to wind, how sensitive it is to following other cars. Some big problems still.
yeah. It's amazing to see that he was 0.004 of a second off Q3 with a really respectable lap time. And then 24 hours later, in similar conditions, he was absolutely nowhere. Dropped down the field like he had had an accident. But in fact,
Yeah.
he was just, I thought he had engine problems. That's how fast he was dropping through the field, but there was nothing wrong. Obviously, Box came out in a bit of clear air, got overtaken by Nicholas Latifi. And I saw that happen on the global feed, and I was like, blimey. I was like, as bad as it sounds, I thought George must have problems.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, floor damage. There's got to be something going on.
There's got to be something wrong, because George is a really good driver, and no disrespect to Nicholas, because he's improved so much over the last 2 years. That's without a doubt, and we've mentioned it in podcasts before how much that guy's improved. I thought actually George is that faster driver. He is the faster racer. So if Nicholas is overtaken, there might be something wrong with that Williams, but it's just that Williams. And Mick Schumacher fighting the Williams for a place. And I know eventually, Latifi went wide and locked up, but actually, let's take it back a couple of laps before they got lapped for the second time. Schumacher was on the back of Latifi and was going to make a move in the second DRS straight and was all over him. That Haas looked like the better car at that point. It's just a very strange combination of vehicles, the Williams and the Haas. Sometimes they look like, actually no, take the Haas aside. The Williams sometimes it look like it's doing a good job and it's got speed, and the next time it looks like it's worse than the Haas. It's really shocking and confusing, and it must be soul destroying to drive sometimes when you put it in Q2 at the top end in P11, your best qualifying result for 3 years in the team.
You get your choice of tyres.
And you everything's to play for. Points are on the table.
Yeah, and then, just very, very sensitive, clearly.
Yeah, he dropped a net 5 places lost, that's just not good. And 1 lap down.